This week on the show, we're featuring Orange Citrine. 14 jokes. I'm gonna play some chess this week. I made a card for it, so we'll get to it. At the end of the show, we're gonna close out with a game of chess. I'm gonna play chess against somebody in the world for a minute, or maybe 3 minutes. I don't know. We'll have to decide that. But it's gonna happen this week. We're gonna make sure that happens. And stay tuned while we configure the comedy matrix.
It's a long, long way from Tennessee to Texas. I know, 'cause I came the other way. It's a long, long way to hitchhike all for nothing. San Antone, I'll be back today. Even if I have to walk all the way.
Well, I found my way to Nashville with my mind on fame and fortune, a pocket full of songs and my guitar in my hand. But the people there were cold, even in the heat of summer. They'd think anything from Texas is full of wind and sand. And it's a long, long way from Tennessee to Texas. I know because I came the other way. And it's a mighty long way just to hitchhike all for nothing. San Antone, I'll be back today, even if I have to walk all the way.
It's a long, long way from Tennessee to Texas. No, because I came the other way. It's a mighty long way to hitchhike all for nothing. San Antone, I'll be back today, even if I have to walk all the way. They didn't like my songs, didn't even like my guitar. Couldn't even trade it for a meal that I'd call square. With a hurting in my heart and a pain down in my belly, I'm standing on the highway with my thumb up in the air.
It's a long, long way from Tennessee to Texas. I know, 'cause I came the other way. It's a long, long way to hitchhike all for nothing. San Antone, I'll be back today, even if I have to walk all the way.
Which seasoning is the best for the evening? Dinner time. Let's start the show. Yep. Yep, that's Citrine. I missed it. I changed Faceter. I did change the color. Completely missed Citrine. I knew there was something. Let's fix that. And how are you doing today? And Colette made it. Hey, that's wonderful. Okay. Let's get that fixed. Oh man. Chris better hope the Benny logo doesn't show up. Benny made it to my fixin' and craftin' stream, and I gave her an extra digit on her gems. Didn't really know what I was doing, but she now has over 1,000 gems. I need to come up with something to do with the gems. Also, I'd like to feature some citrine on the microscope portion when we get to the ruby. When I tell you to up that ruby. Did I even mention that? I should have mentioned I got an update on Tup That Ruby. I think I got a little ramble jammed with the intro because I'm so determined to play some chess. How can I be unranked? I am the one and only. He unranked. Well, when I try to unrank myself, I usually use All Sport deodorant. And that usually gets me pretty unranked. Cheers. Let's get this thing all fixed up and working. I have secret deodorant, not because it's a secret that I use it, that's the name of it. Oh, okay, it's secret deodorant, so it's for your secret spot. I get it. Yep. Your secret spot deodorant. Okay. So we're shaping some citrine, and this particular citrine was dropped when I was taking it off the top. I might still have that footage actually. And it chipped out on the back, and I had to reduce the size of it. Oh. And it took another couple days. This is one of the 2 non-doctor gems, which those packages are now in the mail. So glad to have them done in the mail and on their way. Because now we can move on to some cool other projects, but also it's always fun when something's like, it's like you're trying to do something and you get it done, and then it's done, and you did it. Cheers to all you doers out there making it happen. Remember, you're number 1. Like this citrine, man. This is one of my favorite 2 non-doctor gems. I really like how this gem turned out. I wanted something that was big and clean. Something over 7 carats. Something obnoxious. And, I like the topaz is obnoxious. I almost tried to grab it, but there's nothing left. I sent them. They're all in the mail. They're in somebody else's care now. I got a bunch of empty holes here. I gotta fill them back up again. Which brings me to the different citrines I'm going to show. I got some rough citrine, some partially processed citrine. I got some nice clean, mostly processed citrine. Got to straighten and polish. So clean, yeah, it looks like glass. It's so clean. Thank you, Colette. I appreciate that. I tried to do my best, and this one's fairly polished, or fairly roughly cut out. We need to find out what we're going to do with it. I'm probably going to hit the saw with it, though. I think there's a split. And this one I've had for a very long time. I'm actually going to... I've had it longer than I've had this mustache going on. I didn't get time to shave for the show today. It's been 24 hours. No. Nah, it's been about 21 hours, but still. This thing has 2 problems, or one problem that makes 2 problems, and yeah, look at that, isn't that pretty? But then what? We're gonna lose some of that one way or another, and I'll show you on the microscope cam. You can even see the problem in the back, and it has to do with this being a thin area and the angle at which we cut it, and that is such a deep divot. So we're gonna have to get down into the depth of this or this, and it's either gonna change the angle or change the gem. That's citrine for you. Jeanette made it. Hey Jeanette, how's it going? I like a good citrine, but that's orange citrine, right? What about lemon? Ha-da-da. Got this one going on. This one's it's big, and I can't bring myself to change the standard shape of it. Oh, there we go. Now it's ready for the dop. I have a plan for it. I decided to glue it on there. I glued it on the dop. That was a very boring procedure. I didn't actually film. And then this looks like a piece of peridot. Yep, that's definitely a piece of peridot. So that one's not properly labeled. let's try and search. I tried to search for citrine, but apparently I only labeled a couple of the videos with citrine. Oops, sorry. I wish I could find the earlier video of Maria's citrine too. The one that I just showed you is when it was mostly processed, but I mean, to get that stone to that point, I did that work probably 2 years ago and never quite finished it out. Ooh, I do have some differing footage for this. Okay, great. That's not the footage. This is the footage. That is the footage. Flume, you're hovering in the air. There you go. A little close-up of the gem. Starting to learn how to use my camera too. Oh. Need to do that. I was looking at it like that, I was trying to figure out how good of a flare I would get out of it. I couldn't quite tell at that point, and the epoxy really throws me off. But I think we turned out to have a pretty good flare. If you notice from the picture in the corner, it looks like it's got 2 facets, and then it's got those 2 bright triangles, and then the 2 big shapes on the other side. Well, the 2 bright triangles are the result of light reflecting off the 2 big sides. There's only 4 big sides. There's the 2 big sides and the other 2 big sides. But these second 2 big sides are divided with those triangles because of the light reflection on just there. So it's got this like butterfly effect in the middle when you turn the gem. Yep, that looks about like we're getting ready to cut into it with the 240. Now you can see my bent jam peg. It cuts more on one side of the lap than the other. It still turns a pretty straight square. We'll actually talk about that a little bit more in depth when we get into the obsidian. I shaped an Apache steer and sent that to one of the 2 non-doctors. Which actually, I should probably have the link to the 2 non-doctor that I shaped this for. I need to have more than just one link. I need to, because they have all kinds of links, you know, like links to Twitter and links to Instagram, and I follow on Twitter. I don't follow a lot of people on Instagram. You gotta like my stuff before I follow you on Instagram. I am an Instagram snob. I am a YouTube whore, but I am an Instagram snob. Which actually, I've thinned down my YouTube subscriptions from 900 something to 500 something because I thinned out the ones that were either too big to notice I'm gone, or I don't know who they are, and I don't remember why I subscribed. So now I'm doing that to try and keep a better eye on the channels whose content they want me to watch their content, and I miss it sometimes. So I've got to do that. Like on Instagram, I catch people's content, but you have to keep liking my stuff before I realize that, oh hey, I don't see any of your content, and then I follow you back. But that's because I have so many people on Instagram that I like, and I want to be able to keep up with all their stuff. And Instagram's on my phone, so I kind of scroll through Instagram when I'm in line some places. You may notice a line of white dots along my grinder. That's because the bowl is not in place, and sometimes I just kind of leave it that way. Sometimes it's a little faster. I would like you to watch my content. You didn't get rid of me. No, Christina, not at all. When have you... I don't see you live. When have you been live? I miss your lives. I totally love going to your lives because you're so much fun. Let's see. I'm gonna look. Stina and Sun Ghost Squad. Okay. There we go. 2 days ago, and I missed it. Okay, what is up with that? I got the notes. But I didn't... Oh, wait. Nope, I didn't get the note. Nope, I got one of Perth's notes. Alright, we're gonna try and reset it. There we go. Okay. In the deli, there's a spirit helping Chef out. Oh, Chef, Chef the character? Who's he a member of? The South Park. Yep. That's what that is. Is that too loud? Let me know if the audio, because I don't want to squeak your ears apart. I kind of... Well, alright, let me talk about the cutting into it there. Because when I rub it into the lap like that without spinning it, I'm trying to ease off the edge. Think of a slow-moving saw as opposed to a fast-moving saw. That's kind of a slower way of getting it started. I've actually had a couple of gems get sucked along by the thing because I cut into it too far. And sometimes I cut into it too far and I'm on the wrong tick. Like that thing that I turn. Yeah. Anyway, I've been looking into possibly getting some kind of a GoPro forehead camera so that you can actually see what I see instead of seeing this weird camera angle all the time. Oh, and lemon citrine. I had one more piece that I wanted to point out. Let's see, where is the lemon that we want to show the great people on the show? This one. We're gonna actually finish this one out into like a big old, you know, this is the top, the natural point, and this is the root, so we gotta cut probably a little bit more of the root out of it. It'll probably be about like this. But it ought to be pretty nice and lemony. See how it gets kind of dull when I get away from the part that reflects all the light, but when I put it like that, it brings the light in, bounces it around, and brings it back out the front. I think it makes a really cool piece, you know? A big old crown jewel gem, you know, up here. You could have it be one on the side and one on the other side. A big old earring hangs your ear down. You could like hang it on a chain and whip it, you know. Like, do what I say or you'll be whoosh cha. You could be one of them characters on Street Fighter. It's not too loud. That's great to know. Great. Hey, there's Perth. I just had to mention her, and then she showed up-ified. Observe the greatness that is Perth Observer. Absolutely. Why don't we have your channel in there, Perth? I'm going to do that. Cheers, and thank you for stopping by the show. Look at the size of this thing. It's the size of my head. Boom. Okay. We are going to Skype updated and died last night. Oh, Perth, I remember when Windows updated and they locked out my microphone. Like, I had to go into my microphone settings in Windows and grant Skype the option to use my microphone. Observer, I can spell. There we go. Yeah. Alright, so this is a link. We go to events. We go to, let's see, Perth. Edit. And space. Enter. Submit. And it should do it again. We might have to actually restart it before it does it again. But then you have your link dropped. By the YouTube administrator, no less. Yeah, why don't you, Jacob? Why don't you? Whatever I was talking about. Observe the greatness that is I do. I've been waiting for you to go live again. Why don't you go live anymore? Is it because it's summer and you've been outside all the time? Which reminds me, we were supposed to get you some plant food for the summertime. And let's see. That reminds me, one of these packages is going to England, if I remember correctly. But I actually sent them both to the same place. They're both going to the same place, and then the one person is going to send the other person's package to the other person. From what I understand. But I did actually get the boxes, the food, and the gems done. I didn't actually get... Well, I got the salsa already, but that was already ready. But I didn't get the labels for the new plant food done, but that's going to take a little while. Having my name... The other day I went live, 2 days ago, and Heath was there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he left me a comment the other day. I forgot to reply to it. I've been swamped. I'm actually supposed to reply to somebody about some Windows. I'm supposed to look into a hard... Well, I've been looking into a hard drive. That's what I was doing before the show. And... It's an external hard drive, so I think what we're going to have to get to is we're going to have to basically we'll take it apart and then we'll jump the area that's not a hard drive. So they make internal hard drives, right? And then companies will take the internal hard drive and put a schmanz case over it, and you got an external hard drive. But they don't connect the same way, right? So when they put the schmanz case over the internal hard drive, they put a little connector that goes to the USB connector, and it does all the work, but sometimes they burn out. And we're going to actually try and swap that out, and I'll let you know next week if it worked out. So that's the end of that video. You got to see me use a little bit of the Faceter. There's so much of the citrine video you don't want to see it. There's 16 minutes, 15, 3 minutes, 26 minutes. Actually, I think that's the topaz, isn't it? Yep, that's the topaz. But I want to say there is a little bit more citrine video. 12 minutes. So we're going to play a little bit of that, then we'll get to the jokes, and then we're going to wish you well, send you on your way, and hopefully I can win a game of chess. So here's the plan. Oh, you see the chip? That's what chipped out. Oh, it's so sucky. It came right out of the corner, too. I mean, it was done. It was a done gem. I was taking it off to put it away, and I dropped it. Dropified. Totally the crap out of itself. So much depth with the drop crack. Oh, it was frustrating. I think that's the worst one. But it did turn out nice and very sharp, and I'm very happy with it. It's a very, very clean, hard gem. It really worked out. Okay, so the chess, right? I was thinking when we get to the end of the show and kind of wind down, I'm going to play a game of chess on chess.com against someone else in the world. So I can play a game of chess against someone else in the world, and the way it's set up is a grid. Like there's different skill levels and there's different lengths of time. You know, you can play 1 minute chess, 3 minute chess, 10 minute, 1 hour, 10 hour chess, and I think we'll just try to play a 1 minute game of chess. Not that I'm good enough to win, but I'm going to try and play a game of chess in a minute. I think that ought to be a lot of fun. It'd be a good way to wind out the show. We'll see. We'll have to see what the replay is kind of like. If anyone has any chess tips, they're welcome. What are your feelings on the Queen's Pawn defense? I think this week I'm actually going to chicken out and play the computer. Not that... Well, I mean, I know that I can play the computer live. It worked last week. I didn't actually click on playing against a person. But if it works out this week, then we can play against a person next week. Maybe I'll actually look into signing up for that. But I gotta reply about those windows. I gotta actually talk to somebody about this Skype meeting that I got coming up. I need to do like 10 other things to get them caught up. And we need to do them all by the end of the week. But at least we got some decent jokes this week. I'm kind of confident on that. I think we got about 4 or 5 ones that might make you chuckle. Maybe a little bit of a herkle, you know, kind of a smirkle. Maybe not quite a full smirk, just a little bit of a smirkage. Just some smirkling, just an inkling of smirkling. An inkling of the smirkage, smirkagination. And I don't know, I have a chess tip. Don't play chess, backgammon. Don't play chess, play backgammon. 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 Is that some kind of innuendo? That sounds like a lot of fun. So, oh, there it is. We almost have that little thing worked out of there. I had to grind on each side and then I don't know if we actually wound up grinding on the tip. Smirkling, is that something the snorkels would do? Oh, the snorkels. Man, it's classic. Heath. Perth. Every time I see the name Heath, I always think of that. You know, my favorite ice cream is Heath ice cream. Heath toffee? It's delicious. And you know the brand name Breyer's ice cream? Like they're better than the generic ice cream, right? They're great. But like there's like 1 or 2 pieces of Heath per spoon. And the Schwann's ice cream, there's like 30 or 40 little pieces and like 4 big pieces of Heath in each spoonful. Man, Schwann's is good. They really know how to put it down. Backgammon is a Greek version of chess, and it's way more fun, says Christina. Oh, we're going to have to play some backgammon. It's Greek fun. It's a Greek version of chess. I was reading about different versions of chess. I guess like there's a Japanese version where there's like generals that can move like knights, and you know they can move like any direction in 3 spaces or something like that. So close. So close to getting that out of there. It's just such a deep chip. Oh man, it was frustrating. But it worked. It worked. We got it out of there. There's... Let's see, how much more is there? Oh no. That one's 40 minutes long. That's not even acceptable. Let's see, then there's the saw, peridot, the ruby. That is the end of that. Oh man, I am so close to having some gems come in the mail. We're gonna get some India blue copal. That's amber. Yeah, it's blue amber. Oh, it's gonna be fun to work with. I don't know. It's tree sap. So I'm like, is it gonna stick up my labs? I'm a little wondering, but I mean, I guess it's supposed to be workable. It's supposed to be workable like a stone. I'm wondering if it peels like plastic or if it's really that hard, you know. Oh, I did bring something. I brought something. Remember that 1800s foundation that I was talking about working on? So here's a piece of that came out of the wall. It was a piece that was used. I want you to see all the holes in it, all the air pockets and stuff. That's not a very solid stone to build a foundation out of when you're trying to have something, you know, that's as hard as granite. The water is going to soak in there. It's got this geode. There's some fossiling going on. There's crystals inside that geode. Some efflorescence of these mineral deposits. So we're going to look at that under the microscope cam on the update for Tup That Ruby. Kind of excited about that one. That's going to be fun. I brought that all the way back just so I could show you guys. Still waiting for my universe chocolate opal. Oh wow, Christina, that's right. Yeah, that's sitting here. Let's see. Which one was that? That was the littler one, right? The little one had the blue in it. Yeah, the stars down in it. I don't have it. I only got these 2 pieces. I feel so bad about not grabbing some more of this stuff. Because, these things were just going like crazy. And now they're gone. I only have these 2 pieces. And it's like, it's always kind of nice to have a few pieces, because then I can gauge how to process it, what kind of decisions we're going to make. It's like well, sure, we could start with a smaller piece, but maybe this is the more valuable piece. It's hard to say. And, processing it isn't like you just grind at it. It's about becoming friends with the stone. You have to know the stone. You have to be ready to engage with the stone. You can't just cut into it. And I've done that. I've cut into stones and regretted it. And so I wind up taking the time with the stone. And that's why Farrah's stone isn't ready yet. It's been over a year and I still don't have her stone ready. I'm trying to come up with plans for it. And I came up with 3 plans for the back side of it. But I'm still not sure about them. I still don't know yet. So we're waiting to get to that. Where is Farrah's gem? I think I actually stuck it in a special spot so that it would be ready when I process it. It might be in the lab. I don't know, I moved a lot of stones around. I hope I can't lose Farrah's... Oh, there it is. It's in the small tray. Of course I wouldn't. Yeah, see, this thing it's turning out great. There was a couple of chips on the one top part, and I was really worried about it. And this bottom part, I tried to actually tear into it. I really did. I was like, let's go ahead, and it's giving me guff. And I don't know if you can tell, but see how the color is all down in the bottom? Yeah, so we don't want to lose the color. We don't want to lose the flare. Look at how much color there is and the grapeness of it. And so anyway, I've been trying to come up with plans for the bottom of it so that it stays nice while we cut it. And I had some thoughts about the face of it too, because the face of it has these neat little striations relating to the mineral deposit. I don't know if it'll show up on the microscope cam, but there's these like mineral deposits along the face of it that I just can't seem to, because I haven't polished that. That's the natural face right there. And so we'll actually get to it, but I can't rush it. I can't hurry it along. You know what I do want to rush as well, but I can't hurry along, is the leaf. This is that leaf amethyst. It looks like a leaf. We're going to actually kind of round it out, and it's going to be very leafly. Hey, Honest Gas made it. And Honest, we were talking about, I got a notification about your like rod thinger, your keyblade. And I saw it almost looks like you're holding a ninja sword, man. I really wanted to watch that thing. I was like, alright, stopping the show, clicking on the thing, watching the keyblade update. But then I was like, nah, we can't do that. I gotta do the show. But actually because you've been telling me about it, and so I want to know a little bit more about it. Cheers, and thank you for coming by. We gotta get some more gems cut, which is why I got some on the planner. On the planner I have rose, lemon citrine, rhodolite, another peridot, an amethyst. I'm really excited about this piece of sunstone. It's kind of see-through-y. You can see through it, right? Look at that orange. Wait till we get the problems cut out of the way, and it won't look like a rock anymore. It won't look like a chippy chunk. It'll look like a nice big orangey thing, and it'll have golden flecks in it. It does. It's got gold copper flecky thingers. So we're actually going to look at a little bit on the microscope cam, which is what we need to do, because it's time for an update on Up That Ruby. Let's get a little bit more video going. We've got this 30-minute citrine update video. Yeah, this is not an up. This is all about the peridot. Why does it say citrine? I think that was actually about the end of the citrine, right? Yep, that's more peridot. Me taking the dop off or putting the dop on, one of those things. Here is the crickets in the foundation. It's so weird. There it is. Yep, see, there's a cricket right in the middle. And then there was a hole, and a cricket poked his head out of there and was like, what? And then he dipped his head and he's like, ah, screw this, it's too cold outside. And they were all tunneled up in through there and everything. It's crazy. But not as crazy as this citrine, man. I miss it already. I'm glad somebody who's gonna enjoy it is getting, because they were really excited about some gems. So I'm like, yep, we gotta send them some gems. Alright, let's play this little 50,000 grit video, and you can see how I try to polish it, but the scratches make it worse. It's just the scratch. It's scratcherific. Scratch totally. Let's get the microscope working, shall we? Fire it up. Fire it up. Firing it up. We're going to the desktop. There's a camera. There's the joke portion intro. Okay, so there's the camera. And these are the citrines. So let's show you. This is the rough citrine. This is the way I buy it. Notice how it has the clear spot. It has video renderer problems because this $40 camera was a ripoff. This dark zone, it has the lighter zone. It has more renderer problems. Ripoff. I wonder if there's like a better camera software or something like that. Maybe there's a way to launch it that will keep it focused. Yep, it's not liking that one either. And there's also that little dark area in it. That's a problem. That's like a crack or something like that. See that dark cut in the middle? That's a chip. That's a slice. So we'll probably put this on the saw before we actually get into it. Sometimes I'll take a flat area like this and I'll flatten it out more, and then I'll polish it up so I can look into it. It's creating a window. But we want to keep this color, and the thing is, you might notice the color is pretty much located around the crack, because the crack, it's quartz, and then there's rust that flows up in through the cracks and gets carried in with the stone and built into the stone. And so when we grind out the cracks, we grind out the color. So then we take this and we grind it up, and we create that window like I was talking about. I need somebody who could just sit here and change the overlay renderer. So then we grind in this polishy window. This has deep scratches, but at least it helps us to see the little chips and cuts and the cracks and the oddities that we want to cut out before, because you'll see them when we polish it. And also, you could be polishing up a gem, and then out of nowhere that crack will finish out and the gem will fall into, and you lose a whole bunch of your work. Or if you give it to a jeweler and they're trying to mount it, and yeah, I've cut the back sides down a little, but I haven't polished them out, so you can kind of get an idea there. It gives me an idea of how far down I need to go with each side to be able to grind out the deep parts. And once we get that, then we can, and here's another one that's kind of like that we're going to get into, but I think there's a crack in this one. Actually, I don't know, I think this one's clean, but it's got a color zone on the one tip, and I'm not sure if I want to make it long or wide. Yeah, see how it's a little darker over here than over here. So it depends on how I want to cut it, according to how the color comes out of it. Yeah, there you go. It's dark down here in this corner. That's not magic. That's because that's the way it is. The color comes in from the crack, and it goes all throughout the stone. And then once we get far enough along, we can get a gem that's pretty close to being done. See the flare that comes off the back two sides there? We're just going to turn those and close those in a little bit. Kind of finish that out. And then we should get a little bit more flare on it, and something that comes through on these corner facets, these big playful corner facets. I think I'm going to glue this one to the top to finish it though. And then the last orange one I want to show you is this one that I said has a problem in it. It's got this crack on the back side. Yeah, it's just deep enough that we're either going to have to cut a dulling angle on here or a big old steep angle on there, and we'll lose some of the gem. So I'm kind of wondering what exactly we're going to do with it. And you know, maybe we could lose some parts on the backside here. I'm not quite sure about that, but yeah, that could be a diamond shape there. Maybe that'd be better to just go ahead and cut these out, because it'll get rid of that problem and we'd get a good flare out of it. But it's such a big gem now, we're gonna lose like 20% of it at least, no matter what. So that's Orange Citrine. The two lemons are too big for the camera. Here's the big one with its roots and such that are on the bottom here. And then, but by roots I mean there's just a lot more inclusions, a lot more matrix, a lot more problems. The top of the crystal is always closer to being end member grade stone, and so it's really clean in there. It's got a nice sunny yellow. You know, we'll have to get rid of this stuff here, these little cracks and such, but nice sunshiny yellow, like this piece. It's light. It's very light, but it's very natural. So we'll just push it a little deeper, get rid of the cracks. This is a natural surface here. This is the actual stone the way it was formed. I haven't brought myself to grind on it yet. I might not. I might do the rest of the gem without cutting into that. But there's a little problem we need to get rid of, because that hurts it, and some of this here, it hurts the brightness of it. So I mean, the gem will get a little bit shorter and a little bit smaller and a little bit skinnier, but basically it's going to be this shape when it's done. I'm kind of excited about that. So what do we got? This is the box that's coming up. Here's a piece of amethyst, but this has a problem. This piece of amethyst, I think I showed this on the crafting and fixing stream. It's kind of not showing very easily. Okay, there you go. See, this is light area and this is the dark area, so I've got to get these two pieces to 45 out and get that purple to even out across all of it like it is kind of there. But also these cracks camouflage it. So when we get into these, and I think there's a split, see right this part here, see there's a split, and I'm not sure how deep it is. I think we'll be able to get out of it. You see how deep this is? Yeah, we're going to cut down a little bit, but I think it's going to be a neat piece of amethyst when we're done with it. Then let's see, there's a piece of lemon. It's nice and lemony, but we got to take it to the saw. We got that's rose, there's piece peridot, there's a couple of problems in that we're going to try and address, and two pieces of rhodolite. Hopefully one of these will work for Colette. We're actually going to polish into those, and then we're going to feature them on the show. And so what's up with that ruby? All I really have are these two pieces of ruby, and then one that we're going to feature on the show a little later. I think I'm going to actually cut this one to get that triangle point to be kind of the center of the gem. And we'll take a little off here, and then we'll fix up the backside. It'll be a pretty nice little ruby piece. But that's basically what's going on with the rubies. Haven't pushed that other ruby, haven't had the time. Gonna try and get an update on that ruby next week. And the last piece we'll feature is this piece of sunstone. Because, man, I'm excited to get rid of, all these problems, all these things that make it look like a rock. There's some of the gold sparkles. That's copper. Unoxidized copper. It's not green. Isn't that magical? It's fresh. Fresh and coppery. Just like the ore. This was hot when it was made. Still hot. Hot gem, just like sparkly stars. It's gonna be Gorge Motron. It's so layery. There's layers and stuff. Because it's a feldspar. So we'll get rid of some of these problems and some of the bad spots and just kind of grind them out because they just cause problems in the reflection of the light. But I think this is going to be a nice fun feature. Really like me up some sunstone. It's a fun stone. And that's why we included on Up That Ruby. Cheers, everyone. How y'all doing today? Hope you're having a great Sunday. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. I finished a big scepter I was working on with some obsidian orbs in it a few days ago. It's like a double-ended scepter. It's got me bold now. I got that big dick energy, that big Richard energy. All bold. Having this big key thing is giving me a gigantic headache. Honest, once you make a big keyblade, you gotta make a big lock shield. Be sure to check out my paddle wire frame tutorial so you can make it comfortable to wear. Oh yeah, padded wire frame. Got it. That's what it reads. Of course it does. What happened to those ones that we thought were candy? Oh, yeah. Christina, that's the ruby that I'm going to grind on. I actually wanted to show that on the show this week, but I couldn't find it. And there it is. Yep. Totally found it right now. It's still cut, but I haven't had time to polish it because I haven't had the hand grinder going on. But we're actually going to try and get that polished sometime this week now that I have a little bit more time. I finished some really big projects that all pushed me back, and I finished them all this week, so that was actually a great thing. And it gave me enough time excuse me, that I was able to get some packages in the mail to some fantastic people. And I mean fantastic people like Colette. Colette ordered a convenient coin log. Which brings us to this week's joke portion of the program. Brought to you by the convenient coin log. Is it going to load for us? Usually takes a little bit for it to load up the video. There it is. Okay. The convenient coin log. Hang and store, tip and pour. Pocket change or cash loses value due to inflation. Keep your pocket change handy and do so conveniently with a convenient coin log. The sponsor of this week's fantastic and amazing joke portion of the program. Let's see what I got for you this week, huh? I got something, probably. I tried to write some decent jokes this week. I don't have a lot, but I think there's a couple of good ones in there. Let's see if my lack of energy can do anything to keep the jokes from being funny. Okay. Why did the peanut become a comedian? So he could tell nutty jokes. They get better. I'm telling the worst ones as filler for the rest of them. Because my fresh jokes are like vegetarian food. Fresh doesn't matter. They're still not very good. Oh, I told that joke wrong. My jokes are... yeah, I gotta add a little more to it. I gotta build it out, don't I? Give you a little bit more for your money. My fresh jokes are like when vegetarian food says it's fresh. Yeah, it's fresh vegetarian food. Like that's any better. Fresh vegetarian food doesn't matter. It's still awful. The same thing with my jokes. Let's see. What do you call spending too much time on the internet? Eternity. Why did the comedian farmer tell jokes? I screwed that up. I thought I could fix it on the fly. What did the comedian farmer say? My jokes have grown. Ah, that's awful. What kind of pizza do gamers like? Pepperoni. Pepperoni pizza. Which gem provides the tastiest way to tie something down? Pie rope. Wow, I must have just wrote that one because it was a gem-related joke. Pie rope. It's the tastiest way to tie something down. Pie is awesome. Everybody loves pie. There's a pie for everyone. Vegetable pies, there's savory pies, there's sweet pies, there's potato pies. There's my favorite pies. Why didn't the person wear their winter coat? They had disdain they couldn't deal with. Disdain for winter coats. Yeah, we're getting to the better ones. Trees are plants, right? Yeah, trees are plants. Trees count as plants. Trees, plants. So if I use wood to smoke my meat, does that count as a vegetable? Yeah. Smoked veggies. I'm getting my meat and my veggies, right? You get some smoked sausage, meat and veggies, vegetable together. Smoked meat is a vegetable. Which seasoning is the best for the evening? Dinner time. You know, with modern reliance on technology, I think one of the most popular questions of the future will be, Siri, when's the internet gonna be on again? Who else thinks it's kind of funny that we weigh fish on a scale? Oh, I got a math joke for you. You know you love math jokes. What do math nerds eat? Geek yogurt. Almost done, I swear. My new porn name is Big Deal. A miner says, should we dig for copper or iron? And the foreman says, either or. Why didn't the diner eat Thanksgiving leftovers? Because they were trying to quit cold turkey. Just like they were trying to quit the joke portion of the program. You guys are fantastic. You were awesome for coming by. And I actually don't have anything working, do I? Microscope cam? That doesn't make any sense. Why am I big? I should be smaller. Like that size. Much, much smaller. Will just sink me down. Oh no! I can't breathe. Okay, we're good. We're good. It's all good. Let's play a little chess, shall we? I'm gonna give you all a fantastic shout out because you're fantastic, awesome people like that. I'm so glad you all could come by. Let's see if Jacob can make this chess thing happen. Okay, let's move the chess thing. And let's highlight it with the Chrome thing. And we'll go OBS. And then we'll go chess.com. Done. And then we shrink it down so that we can see it. And then we can see the chats. Move it over. Alright. Great. Great. Okay. Cool. So let's see if it works. Let's see if we can play a little bit of chess. Live as we go. Alright. So I'm gonna try and give you all a little shout out while I play a game of chess. And like I say, we're playing the computer this week, but next week we're gonna try and play someone online and we'll play the grid after I log in, and we'll actually try to play someone in a live game on live stream, like a 1 minute game of chess. Let's see if we can find a 1 minute game of chess. Oh, we're back at the game that we were playing last week. Oh, okay, so this was the start out game at the beginning of last week, where I was like, can we play chess online? And it said yes, and then it gave me the computer robot Martin, who's at level 250. And he is saying something in Russian. My 4-year-old son just beat me. Ouch. Oh, ouch. I understand. I actually just took his queen with my bishop. And, you know, chess is such a hard game. If you have any tips or anything like that, or if you have any questions, let me know. Just like, it's hard to give people shout-outs and do the thing. It's even harder to play chess and give them a shout-out. Isn't it my... Yeah, he moved a pawn forward. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and that one and that one. Okay, so it's protected by this knight. It's attacked by that knight, but it's okay. It's protected by the knight, right? Probably. I don't know. I make a lot of mistakes, so you guys are in for something. All right, let's do this. It's kind of building something. Oh, hey, look at that. Alright, let's go ahead and, we could take that, but we'll lose it. So we will put this here. This is not a 1 minute game of chess, is it? Hey, and alright, I didn't even give you guys your shoutouts. Colette and Christina and Sun Ghost Squad. And we gotta get more of your actual, like, links. Like Jeanette Korzenko. Do you guys have, who has some stuff that they're posting on YouTube that I haven't seen or that somebody hasn't seen? Let us know. Tell us in the chats and post links if you got them. Like Christina and Sun Ghost Squad coming by, and she has some new content, and she went live like a few days ago, and I completely missed it. I haven't seen her live in forever, and I gotta see her next live. Like Jeanette Korzenko, when are you gonna post some content, Jeanette? That's alright. You don't have to post content if you don't want to, Jeanette. We just love having you in the chats. And I love it when you come by. And I love talking to you, too. It was great getting to talk to you the other day. I'm excited to get to talk to you again. I've been like, where's Jeanette at all the time? Like Perth. Like, she said she went live a couple of days ago. And I completely missed that, too. And I love going to Perth's lives. I actually panel up on Perth's lives. And who else did I miss? Honest Gas Handmade has been hand making things and hurting his hands because he's been switching to steel wire. That's crazy. But he's making some really cool stuff, so you gotta check out his posts. Oh wow, Cobra made it. Hey, who else did I miss? And cheers to Cobra. Cobra Smokes Joints. He made it and he cheersed and he came by. That's awesome. You guys are fantastic. BRB, I need more coffee and I'm gonna put some peanut butter in that coffee. Hey, I'm going to figure out next week how to actually do a game of chess in under a minute so that we don't keep doing this all the time with the not knowing what we're doing. Yeah, I know you got a bishop there. I'm going to poke holes. No, I can't do that because then it'd be alright. If I do that, he'll move the bishop that way. And then I'll take the bishop with the pawn. And I'll be up. What is his plan? I think I should have picked a better player. Because it's supposed to be challenging? Like this, right? And then... Wait a minute. Like this? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm probably missing all of the, like, correct moves. Okay. What if we go like this? Oh, darn. Missed that one. See, that's why I lose at chess. Is because I do things like that. That's alright, we can just we'll get it back. And this game is probably taking more like 10 minutes. Poor pawn just out there in the middle of nowhere. We'll go this. And then oh, he's getting better. He's learning. He's like, I'm gonna win this thing. And then we go back. And he moves it back again. So then we move this, and we win. Should have done that a lot of moves ago. Anyway, it was great to catch y'all. I hope that we can do this again. And which program am I looking for? Okay. Yes. Thank you very much, chess.com. Thank you very much all for coming by. And I hope to see you next week and every week at 9 p.m. Eastern. Much love, everyone. Have fun. Make a great week out of it. I'll see you next week.